Coming into part 3 of Isaiah 17, verses 1 through 14. And we left off with divine scattering. It says, God's promises to rebuke these enemies. They will be swept away like chaff by a wind and whirlwinds, and their armies will be destroyed, leaving them with nothing. And then the ultimate vindication, the destruction of the enemies, provides a final promise that despite the hardship and scattering of his people, God's power will ultimately prevail. And this is where we begin to take a deep dive on the scriptures, which is Isaiah 17, 1 through 14, is a prophecy that primarily foretells the judgment and desolation of Damascus, which is Syria, and the northern kingdom of Israel, Ephraim, who had formed an alliance against Judah and forgotten God. It also contains a promise of the ultimate deliverance of God's people from their attackers. And we begin to break down with the key themes and meanings, starting with the judgment on Damascus and Israel, which is verses 1 through 6. The prophecy declares that Damascus will cease from being a city and become a ruinous heap. The fortified cities of Israel, Ephraim, will also be weakened and deserted. The population of both nations will be severely reduced, like the few gleaning grapes or 2 or 3 berries left after a harvest, symbolizing a small remnant of survivors. This was primarily fulfilled by the Assyrian invasion around 732 BC, led by Tiglath-Pileser, who conquered Damascus and carried away its inhabitants. Next is the cause, idolatry and forgetting God, verses 7 through 11. The core reason for this judgment is the people's sin. They have forgotten the God of their salvation and relied on idols and foreign alliances rather than their Maker. Their efforts to secure prosperity and safety through pagan practices, symbolized by pleasant plants and strange slips, will be futile, resulting in a heap of ruins instead of a harvest of joy. Moving into the next passage, which is a remnant will return to God, which is verses 7